Redditors who order the usual at a frequented restaurant, deli, food truck, etc. What do you get? And how long has this been your go-to choice? I get my usual for breakfast at a small family-owned diner downtown of my city. I get a Western omelette, ham, cheese, onion, green pepper, with extra cheese. One time someone ran my omelette out to me without the extra cheese. I wasn't going to say anything because I'm not that guy, but the server who is always there flipped crap and made the cook make me a new one. That server sounds like an awesome person. There is an excellent independent coffee shop by my house called River Maiden. Extremely friendly, engaging, and knowledgeable about good coffee. I used to stop there every Wednesday morning on my way to work. It didn't take many visits to start greeting me by name and knowing my order. Good morning, aspiring quadriplegic. How's it going? Here's your 8-ounce drip and spinach and Swiss stuffed croissant. Hope the kids aren't too hard on you today. After a couple of years, ALS forced me to give up driving. So my father-in-law became my chauffeur to work. Still, every Wednesday, I'd go in for my usual. Soon, though, even standing in line became too difficult. I sent my father-in-law in my place. The first time he ordered an 8-ounce drip and spinach and Swiss stuffed croissant, the owner called from the back, "Is that for aspiring quadriplegic? You tell him good morning and that we're all pulling for him." About a year and a half ago, I had to go on permanent medical leave at 37. Still, my father-in-law makes the trip every Wednesday and, still, the baristas know my usual and send greetings and notes of encouragement. I love River Maiden. Your father-in-law also seems like a swell dude. I remember all the regulars' orders for a place I haven't worked at in 2 years. For people who get embarrassed, like, oh, they'll think I'm lonely, fat, weird, whatever for ordering the same thing all the time. Nah, we really like having our regular customers, even the rude ones. The devil you know. Agreed. I work in a tasting room that does special events on a regular basis, and love seeing the regular customers come in. I can knock out their drink quickly without them fussing over the cocktail menu for 20 minutes. Helps catch up if we are in the weeds. Not quite a full meal, but at this point the waitresses at my local diner just ask if I want the bourbon glazed chicken or bourbon glazed burger. My drink they know, and my seat they know. Oh, you have a seat. I used to work at an airport. The coffee shop closest to my section, all the girls knew my order. They even knew if I was going to order hot or cold based on the weather. One day I was only going to get a drip, cause I was broke, and one of them offered to buy me my usual. I went back after about a year of not working there and they still knew my order. I was amazed. That's the best part of being a regular. Where I work we spot people full meals if they are short or forgot money. We know they'll be back, and if not they have given us so much money. Who cares if they cost us a meal? At my local burrito place, the owner's son knows I'm gonna get a tripe burrito, extra crispy, with sour cream, extra cheese, and no salsa. There's always a line late at night, so if he sees me walking he'll immediately put in the order so that by the time I get to the register, it's all ready for me. Dude is my hero. You are living the dream, my friend. At my university's dining hall, I always go to the deli, and the second I show up, they already know what I'm going to order. Salami, bacon and ham sandwich on a hoagie roll, with pickle slices and light mustard. One day, though, I ordered a PB&J sandwich, just to frick with them. A Cubanish sandwich. Almost every time I get pizza I buy X2000. It's a pizza with kebab, French fries and kebab sauce. It has been my usual for maybe 4-5 years. A halal cart near Union Square, NYC. This guy has seen me at my worst, but he was always ready with a lamb over rice with lots of hot sauce to take the edge off my day. Might even throw in a free drink or two. Salim, you're champ. It's been months since I've been back, but when I am, I know he'll still remember. He always does. Holy crap, I know the food cart you're talking about. He never charged me for the pitta on the side. What a champ. Been going to the same dive bar since I was 18 with my best friends. The usual is a mini pitcher, 30 Oz of Moosehead and a half order of fully loaded nachos. That's it. Nothing exciting. But they're the best nachos in town. My buddy and I spent a month going to every single place in town that served nachos, and these were without a doubt the best. Perfect balance of toppings. Just a little greasy, and there's an option to add pulled pork. The bar I've gone to for the last 7 years recently named their tuna melt after me. I order now by saying I'll have a me. I don't imagine the name Rogue Virus does wonders for their sales. PH with steak and tripe, large, with no cilantro. I've had it once a week for almost 3 years now. They don't even ask for my order anymore. Not gonna lie, I tried to wipe my screen. I play poker on Wednesday and Thursday nights, and when I walk home afterwards, sometimes I stop for a burger. I knew I was getting to the usual stage when I asked for a burger and the guy responds with ketchup and onions. You bet your sweet butt I want those on my burger. Maybe that's why he remembered your order, because you said he has a sweet butt. There's a place by my uni that I always go to with my friend, and we always get the same things. The guy used to check with us, but now he just brings us our food. So once when I was meeting him there, instead of walking in together after class, the guy saw me and still brought out both our orders, so my friend essentially walked in at the same time as his food did. Roast beef sandwich with bacon, lettuce, tomatoes, and Russian dressing, served on sourdough bread, and a can of Coke. $8.11 from the Korean deli near my office. I've been having that sandwich for lunch at least 2 or 3 times a week for nearly 2 years now. There's a possibility I might get a new job in a different neighborhood, which would prevent me from being able to go there anymore. Loyalty to that restaurant is legitimately one of the things that makes me want to stay. You spend between $800, $1,200 a year on sandwiches. I bet the deli also wants you to stay at your current job. My local deli is run by an Ecuadorian guy. I come in with the workman around 6 AM and get a plate of eggs, potatoes, sausage, and jalapenos. That's my kind of breakfast, with espresso or chai. Go to Subway, order as a former sandwich artist, foot-long wheat, oven roast chicken, and mixed shredded cheddar cheese. Before toasting, add jalapenos, onions, and green peppers. After toasting, add spinach, tomatoes, and a couple squirts of chipotle sauce. Wrap that B up so I can pay you and shove this thing down my food hole. I'll take a double triple bossy deluxe on a raft, 4x4, animal style, extra shingles with a shimmy and a squeeze, light axle grease, make it cry, burn it, and let it swim. 2 chicken burgers, 1 fish burger, 1 hamburger, 3 snapper, 4 scoops of chips. Once a week fish and chip shop order, New Zealand style. I'll have 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip, a number 7, 2 number 45s, 1 with cheese and a large soda. I work as a remote concierge overnight. My hours are 1 AM to 9 AM. There is a 24-hour Subway about 2 minutes drive away. My usual there is a sweet onion chicken teriyaki sub on Italian herbs and cheese, with cheese, lettuce, pickles, a ton of jalapenos, salt and pepper, mayo and sub sauce. The only difference is sometimes I go for a 6-inch instead of the foot-long. I just realized that we Europeans are getting robbed when we order subs from Subway. We can have 15cm subs or 30cm subs instead of 6-inch or foot long. And one featuring is 30cm and 4.8mm. So we get 4.8mm less. I guess everything is bigger in USA after all. Fried haddock. When I go to the local fish and chip shop, they always ask me when I walk in whether I want them to put some haddock on, which they cook to order, as opposed to cod, which they just have on all the time. I haven't actually been there all that often, but they seem to do it with a lot of customers, so I guess they have pretty good memories for customer orders. You should order something else, just for the halibut. As soon as I'm allowed to order the usual, I feel like I shouldn't be going there anymore. For me, it's this little cafe that my dad and my brother often frequent, and when we ask for the usual, we get 2 Americanos and a latte. It's been this way for at least 2-3 years. At the diner, it's a cup of coffee, salt bagel toasted with butter, 4 burnt bacon strips, and home fries, extra crispy. At the bar, It's 2 sticks of the homemade venison jerky and a Coke. I'm underage and work there. At the other diner? I don't know what to call it, but it's a Reuben and chili cheese fries. Perks of living in a small town and knowing everyone. Burnt bacon. I like you. Drunken noodles. In my favorite Thai place. A big fish burrito at my favorite burrito place. Sausage, egg and cheese at my favorite Italian deli place. I could eat this every day. I used to go to a Burger King near my house and order the same thing every time. Whopper Jr. No pickles. Add cheese and a strawberry shake. Sometimes a slice of apple pie. It was for my grandmother. She would often call me at work or in class and ask if I could get her a cheeseburger on my way home. One time a manager caught me on my phone and angrily asked what was so important. I replied, my 90-year-old grandmother wants a cheeseburger. I live in the South and that was generally an accepted answer. She passed away last October at 91. I've accidentally placed that order at least a dozen times. Your good grandson. When I was working in Tanzania, I had a nice restaurant and coffee shop next door. Got a Zanzibar macchiato every morning. At one point the girl would just start bringing it over unannounced when I was busy in a meeting. So I didn't even have to call from that point onwards. A Zanzibar macchiato is a regular latte macchiato with cinnamon and a hint of red pepper berries. If you're curious, it's awesome. Went there for lunch as well almost every day and got a detox juice. Fresh juice from pineapple, mango, orange and spinach. Yes, really. Stiff-fried noodles with beef and a tomato salad. Without fail, almost daily for 6 months. On less busy days the waitress was looking out for me leaving my office building and showed me a thumbs up that my order is being prepared. Oh, finally I can answer something relevant. But nobody will see. I've gotten the same ham and cheese sandwich at a bagel place in downtown Toronto for 5 years now. All on Tuesdays, and always at noon. Butter on one slice, mayo on the other. I had a part-time job across the street just after high school. Would get it at lunch on Tuesdays, which was at noon. After I left that job, I went to college, right in the area. My class on Tuesdays was just down the street. Would always go just before class started at 1 PM. Now I have a new early morning job all around the city, but on Tuesdays my location is just a few streets over, so I get it after work, at noon. Just a very weird coincidence for me. It's always every Tuesday at noon for years now. Same place, same sandwich. Always chicken korma at my local Indian restaurant. I've tried other curries but they're never as good, so I've been sticking with this one for years. My wife is huge on Thai food. Well, one thing from the Thai place nearby, and being a good husband and sick of the what do you want for food dance I order frequently for pickup. Chicken pan and curry with wonton. They know my phone number so they pick up the phone. Hey Fatalis Drackery. Want the usual in their charming accents. Yup I do. I had this until my work switched caterers. I'd order a tuna melt with provolone cheese, lettuce, bacon and red onion on marble rye. The lady would even give me the bacon for free and crumble it so it was evenly distributed throughout the sandwich. I used to go every week on a Wednesday to this little cafe across the road from my work. Every time I was there I'd order the pasta special and a soy hot chocolate. One day, after about 2 months of this, the person at the register said to me, pasta special and a soy hot chocolate. I agreed and felt the dull ache of an incoming parting. I knew I could never again come to this cafe again. So I found a sushi bar not far away and found a favorite item on the menu, and the process started all over again. Don't feel awkward for becoming a regular, mate. I imagine the people serving might prefer regulars, as they don't have to wait for the customer to hum and ha about what kind of taco they want. Not a food item, but when I walk into my local servo, one bloke usually has my smokes ready to go when he sees me, so I grab my smokes and leave. At Nabil's in Homewood, Alabama, I have ordered chicken penne pasta and a tuna salad with only lettuce, cheese, and their homemade dressing on average 2 or 3 times a week for 6 years. I've spent over $10,000 there, I think. I get coffee for my mother once or twice a week. The employees know me and my mother solely because we buy so much coffee. Venti mocha, extra shot espresso, skim milk, no whipped cream. Latte coffee and a ham cheese tomato toasty on multigrain bread. Breakfast at the cafe across the road from my place of work. Usually once a week for a couple of years now. I'm a boring person. For lunch dinner, I'd get a plain bacon burger. The cook knows this every time I call and says what I'm ordering before I do. Now, I've been getting the chicken nuggets with some mashed potatoes, if they have any, and barbecue sauce. When I go to Culver's, which is a frequent stop for me, in 2 different locations, I get a butter burger with cheese kids meal. Last year, over the summer, I went to one Culver's about 40 times, and every team member who worked there had taken my order at least once. I know a couple by name. They were awesome. Plus I worked the local amusement park which got a discount there. So I got 10% off to start and every 10 meals I got another free meal. I got 8 free meals out of the 40 meals I paid for. Culver's. One thing Wisconsin did right. My dad always got the same custom roll at a sushi place downtown. The owner liked the roll enough that they ended up adding it to the menu and naming it after my dad. So Mike Roll is now on the menu at this place. Can't recall what's in it, but if this comment isn't buried and someone cares I can ask him. When I was in college, there was a woman in the Mexican line at the food court I went to the most who knew what I wanted no matter what item they were serving that day. Breakfast was always the same and lunch was a rotation of like 15 things. I could just walk up, smile, and she would prepare my food. Now, there's only really one restaurant, Freebuds, that I go to frequently enough that I'm on a first name basis with several of the people who work there. But I don't get my food any faster. I just get to have an actual conversation with them while I'm going through the line. Every time I go to an Indian takeaway I get chicken tikka biryani. Something about the lack of sauce makes it more enjoyable for me. Had it every month or 2 for at least the past 10 years. Place by my job makes amazing wraps. Eduardo, the wrap guy, knows me by face before I even walk in. He makes me a spicy chicken, breaded, with lettuce, American cheese, Spanish rice and sriracha on a whole wheat wrap. It's bangin'. Iced Americano, 1 pump of sugar syrup. I don't even talk. I walk in, hand over my card and punch card, buy 10 get the next free, say thanks, go sit down at the table, start lesson planning and within a minute or 2 they bring it to my table. 4 months. Pork cutlet kimbap. I walk into the little shop. They ask me. I nod. I wait. Like 2 minutes later I pay and leave. 4 months. Local beer. The island I used to live on. For 1 year, I'd walk into the bar. They'd greet me as I sat at the bar, and they'd set down a half a liter of the local beer. They saw me walking up to the door and starting pulling the beer. I buy the big 2. Breakfast at IHOP every Sunday. Been doing it for probably 10 years now. It is basically 2 eggs. I get them scrambled, 2 sausage and 2 bacon strips. I get a dual sausage, no bacon, hash browns and pancakes. I was given a VIP guest discount card many years ago after going there for a few years. It gives me a 15% discount on every meal. I laminated it so it would last forever. Actually I put it in a clear plastic sleeve and then laminated it so that I could remove it and re-laminate it again when the lamination gets worn. Note about this particular IHOP, it is one of the good ones. It is in a nice area and very popular. They get a ton of business. It isn't like the typical family restaurant in an economically depressed area. Always a large iced coffee regular, and a big butt pastrami grinder with provolone and brown mustard. I miss living in New England. We may or may not miss you. A local deli makes some pretty kick-butt breakfast sandwiches. I always order the sausage, egg and cheese on a deli roll. The egg yolk melts perfectly, the cheese is just the right amount and they put 3 sausage patties in the sandwich. It goes bread, egg, sausage, egg and cheese, sausage, a little bit of cheese, sausage, bread. Crazy good for $3.50 as well. It's been my go-to for nearly 2 years now. I usually go 3-4 times a week and the guys know me well enough that when they see me they just make the sandwich. Not a regular anywhere, but I have plenty of regulars at the Starbucks I work at. One lady orders a venti soy peppermint mocha frappuccino with whip once around 5 AM and again around 9 AM. If she's having a busy day she will come in again around 2 or 3. She's really nice. But how can you do that every day and not be fat or broke? If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.